We have a health alert tonight, and it covers a great American body of water. It's a source of natural beauty and an economic pillar for Hampton Roads.
That's right. The Chesapeake Bay covers 64,000 square miles, bordering 6 states. But as 10 on Your Side's Tom Shad tells us, some are worried about the bay's future. Tom?
Well, Andy, some people believe the massive Chesapeake Bay may be on life support, and a recent report by a local environmental group says it will take swift action to save it.
I'm ready to eat that sucker.
John DeMaria has had a love affair with the oyster for more than 4 decades.
Perfect.
And they'll be all nice and clean when they come out.
The fruits of his oyster beds in Newport News travel the nation. This one's going to Florida. Those ingredients for perfection, according to DeMaria, seem simple.
Needs nothing except air.
More specifically, oxygen, an element that's apparently vanishing in parts of the Chesapeake Bay.
If these oysters are exposed to low oxygen from an algae bloom, they'll die.
Christy Everett's with the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Its annual report recently graded the bay's health as a D for the 9th consecutive year. The group says runoff laced with household chemicals from the bay's increasing population is to blame, along with rising amounts of nitrogen and phosphorus from nearby farms. High levels of both elements in the water lead to algae blooms.
We saw through August and part of September, we saw huge algae blooms all over Hampton Roads, and that's just not healthy for water quality.
The group also says the bay's hallmark catch, blue crabs, are suffering from over-harvesting and loss of habitat.
Can you look at these oysters and tell what they've been exposed to just by looking at them?
You can tell if they're alive or not. See, like this one is open, the shell is open, it's cracked, which means it's a dead oyster.
But the proprietor of DeMaria's Seafood has a different take.
Far as the condition of the oysters in the river, it's just been absolutely wonderful. I mean, this is 30-some years that I haven't seen anything like this on my beds.
DeMaria says water temperatures and other conditions vary in different parts of the Chesapeake. That could explain his good season off of his shores in Newport News. He also supports continued cleanup efforts. But scientists worry that the bay is moving in the wrong direction and is unlikely to meet restoration goals for the next 2 years. And with 150,000 new people putting an increased demand on the bay every year, time may be running out to clean up. And the Chesapeake Bay Foundation did give high marks to Pennsylvania for planting hundreds of miles of forest along the waterway to be a buffer against pollution. But the group says more funds are needed to fight fertilizer runoff from farms all along the bay. Andy?
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Very interesting report. Funding from the General Assembly for that Chesapeake Bay, always a constant battle. 10 on Your Side is also covering this story extensively online. Log on to wavy.com, and there you'll find a number of reports on the bay and ways you can help in its cleanup.